Well, welcome back, everybody. It's that time of the week again. Week 14 for power rankings, and there were a few teams that moved, a few that kind of stayed the same. But I mean, it's not. Like I said, a couple teams moved significantly. A lot of them, kind of stayed either the same or just moved up one or two spots. But starting on, of course, number 32, they seem to always they're gonna be in 32 probably the rest of the season. Of course, it's San Jose. They had a good run. They finally did. They broke their 12-game losing streak, so that was good. Still not quite enough though to get them out of that, to get them out of the 32nd. But they at least got out of. At least they broke that losing streak, because that was awful. I mean, just awful. So, I mean, they got 10 wins. I mean, we don't know what they're going to end up with the rest of the season, but, we'll obviously have to, we'll have to see. Number 31, another team staying in the same spot. And let's see, I think this was what I had here. As stuff falls down. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go. Knock stuff off the desk. Doesn't cut, not the greatest thing in the world. Let's just knock stuff off the desk. So, but again, number 31, they stay in the same spot. Plus, I had to grab my other sheet to see, where I wrote down how the records for the week. They went 1-3. Losers of 3 straight. Chicago, at least they're not 32, right? At least they're not 32. But yeah, I mean, if San Jose wasn't so bad, Chicago would be right there. And Bedard's out. This is a team they struggle, and they're struggling hardcore right now. But again, it's kind of expected. Number 30. Now they dropped one spot. They did. They went 1-3 on the week. Lost 2 in a row. Anaheim. So the Ducks, of course. It seems like the teams that are at the bottom here are, they're basically the same teams. There's not really much movement out of that bottom row with these teams that are at the bottom. And especially the bottom 3. The only movement we seem to see is one moving up, one moving down. Except for San Jose, who they have a thing about staying at 32nd right now. But Anaheim, they just keep what can you say really? They just oofta. That's basically all you can say is oofta. Number 29. Now these guys dropped one spot. And again, it's not like a lot of these teams are doing anything to really facilitate them moving up. It's just, the way some of these teams are playing. But they dropped one spot. They went 0-2 this week. So obviously loses a 2 in a row, 4-4 in the last 10. Columbus. So the Blue Jackets, of course, again, this was a team that was supposed to be better. They were supposed to be doing better this year. And now there's talk that they might trade their goaltender. They might trade Elvis Merzlikins. And I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, Columbus, 29. We'll see if they can improve somewhat here next week, but I'm not anticipating it. Number 28. Now, these guys moved up 2 spots. Again, not really because of anything they did, because they went 1-2 on the week. They did win their last game, but they're still 1-2. Ottawa. So the Senators, of course, they are just, like I said, they moved up because some of these they did that bad. They moved up 2 spots because these other teams were that bad. I mean, what do you do really, Ottawa, of course, they're just another team. There was so much expected of them, and it's just been a disaster. And I don't know what you do. I don't know how you do it, but something's got to get fixed in Ottawa. Not sure exactly how they're going to do it, but hopefully they can figure it out. Number 27. These guys dropped 1 spot. They went 0-1-2 on the week. 3-5-2 in their last 10. They lost their last game in overtime. Montreal. So the Habs, they still stay in the bottom row. And it's just, they're trying to hang in. They really are. They keep trying to hang in there, but sometimes it's not working. The consistency is just not there, and so they end up number 27. Just they got dropping 1 spot. That was it, but still in the bottom row. Number 26 also dropping 1 spot. And they went 1-2 this week. They lost their last game too. 5-4-1 in their last 10. They had a couple of little wins in there, but Buffalo is there. I mean, again, another team that was so much was expected of them, and it just hasn't been there, and it's frustrating. I mean, what have they been? 11 years outside the playoffs, and it's gonna be another year this year. I mean, I don't know what you got to do to turn the Buffalo Sabres around, but I'd like to see it happen at some point. Number 25, another team that dropped 1 spot. It's interesting. These guys just dropping 1 spot because some of these other teams went down. So number 25 dropping 1 spot, 1-0-2 on the week, 5-2-3 in the last 10. They've lost their last 2 games, both in overtime. Pittsburgh. So the Penguins, they're another one of those teams that we don't know what we're getting from them. They're good, they're bad. They're good, they're bad. Inconsistencies with the Penguins. I mean, they've been up here, they've been here. I mean, they've been all over the board. The only place the Penguins haven't been yet, I think, is in the top row. I think they've been in the second row. But I mean, they've been all over this board. And from the second row all the way down to the bottom row. It's just I don't know what we're getting from them. And the trade rumors about trading Jake Gensel, which I think they're out of their minds if they think about doing that, but we'll have to see. But Pittsburgh, number 25 this week. Number 24, dropping 7 spots. And even though on the app, or even though on the website, they only count them as a streak of only losing 1. They honestly have lost 4 in a row. The only reason that they say they're losing 1 is because they lost 1 of them in extra time. But it's still a loss. They lost 4 in a row. 0-3-1 this week, 2 7-1 in their last 10. And yes, losers of 4 in a row. And I can see it all over Facebook on their little team page. Minnesota. The Wild are just right now they are like a walking mash unit. They have so many guys that are injured. Now, I don't know if that is the main reason why they are in this little tailspin right now, but man, they are just struggling. Fleury's trying to pass Patrick Waugh. He's had a couple of chances to get there. He can't quite get there. He will get there. He will get there this season. I'm sure of that. All he needs is one more win, and he passes him for number 2 all time. But in the wins department, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle, and the Wild are trying to navigate. They're trying to navigate the injury bug, and it's not really working that well. And yeah, losers of 4 in a row. Got to turn it around somehow. Number 23. Now these guys stay in the same spot. They stay in the same spot. 2-2 on the week. 5-5 in their last 10. So I figured, I think same spot's about right. Arizona. So the Coyotes, they stay at 23. And I think right now it's a decent spot for them, I think, right now. And or at least, I would not necessarily a decent spot. They'd like to be higher, but I think they're with the way they played this week, keeping them at 23. I think is probably the good thing. Number 22. Now these guys dropped 2 spots, and they went 1-2 on the week. So, that's the reason why they dropped. And, 4-5-1 in the last 10. They lost their last game. The New York Islanders. The Islanders, this is another team. One week they're good. The next week they're not. Then good. Consistency. I've been saying this about so many teams. Pittsburgh, where's the consistency? The Islanders, where's the consistency here? We see flashes of what they can be, and then they just go right. They look like world beaters one week, and then the next week, right back down. It just, I don't get it. And the Islanders are one of those teams where what are they? We're not quite sure yet, even though we're in January. We're still trying to figure out what kind of team a lot of these teams are. Number 21. Now these guys went up 1 spot. They've kind of been trying to put something together. They went 2-1 on the week. They're still 3-5-2 in their last 10, but they did win their last game. Washington. So the Caps, even without Ovi, they're scraping wins together, and they're hanging around. They really are. They're hanging around, and they're trying. They're trying to hang around as best they can, and what can you say? They keep trying to hang around. Right now they're tied for the number 2 wild card with New Jersey. So, like I said, they're scraping stuff together here and there, but it'd be nice to see them kind of string them together a little more often. Number 20. Now these guys went up 7 spots. And I think they went up that much because of the way some of these teams went down. I think they helped move up because the Wild moved down so hard. They did have a good week. 3-1 on the week. 6-4 in the last 10. Winners of 3 in a row. Calgary. So the Flames, number 20. Again, just some of these teams, they've done better. They've done better than these teams, and like I said, the Wild dropping that much definitely had an impact on where Calgary was, and so and it's good to see Calgary doing something. Can they keep it going though? Be nice to find out if they could, and I'd love it if they could. Number 19. Another team staying in the same spot, even though they went 1-1 on the week. So staying in the same spot kind of makes sense. They did lose their last game in overtime. They're 6-3-1 in the last 10. St. Louis, the Blues. You believe that was almost a jersey? This was almost a jersey. This almost was on the front of a jersey. Imagine how ugly that thing would have looked. Ooh. But St. Louis is there at number 19. And, again, another team where they look pretty good sometimes, and they look not so good. I don't know. We'll have to see what St. Louis can do. Can they move up? Can they move down? Yeah, we'll see. But as of right now, they did stay in the same spot. Another team staying in the same spot. They went 2-1 on the week, 6-3-1 in the last 10. They won their last game, but they're staying in the same spot. Detroit. So the Red Wings are, again, consistency. They look good, they look bad. They look good, they look bad. I don't know. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know what kind of team they are. They're very confusing. But I do think they have the talent, and I think they're going to hang around. I think they will hang around in the playoff chase, and we'll see what they can do. Now number 17. Now this is a shocker that I even have them this low, because they got off to such an awesome start, but lately they have just I don't know, and it's not really injuries, they're not really hurt, but wow, they're struggling. They went 1-2 this week. They lost their last game. They're 3-7 in the last 10, and I couldn't justify keeping them much higher. I kind of had to drop them. The defending champion Knights. Vegas is just, what is going on? I don't know what's going on with Vegas right now. They are. What is it? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Vegas Golden Knights right now, but they're not looking good. And I don't know. It's very weird, because, like I said, it's not like the Minnesota Wild with a bunch of guys out with injuries, because they're not. They're just not playing good. They're not playing good right now, and they got off to such a hot start. It seemed like they had like a 20-point lead early on in this division, and that lead is gone. That lead, where are they right now? They're still in second place in the division, but they were in first place by a lot, and now they're in second. They're not playing great right now, and they need to turn that around. Number 16, another team, consistency. They look good one week, bad the next. What are we getting from them? This week, 3-0 on the week, 3-game winning streak, 6-4 in their last 10. Tampa. So the Lightning are, again, where's the consistency? they're another one of those teams. Just we don't know what they are. This is really weird this year, because normally by this time you know what kind of team you've got. There's a number of these teams we don't know because they're so inconsistent from one week to the next. Tampa, another team that's just, the consistency is not there. And I don't know. I mean, what are you getting from them? I don't know. But as of this week, the number 16, they moved up 5 spots because of that win streak. We'll see what they can do with it. Number 15. Now these guys, where did I put that? Yeah, these guys dropped. I put that they went up 6 spots. No, they went down 6 spots. These guys are just struggling right now. 0-2-2 this week. 2-4-4 in the last 10. They lost their last game tonight. LA. The Kings. What has happened to the Kings? It was not that long ago. I had them here. It was 3-4 weeks ago? If I look back, probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe 5. They were here. They were number 1. Now they're 15. What the heck is going on with the LA Kings? I don't know. That's another team just like Vegas. What's going on? They've hit a wall right now. They've hit a patch, a very rough patch. And again, they've fallen 4 points behind Vegas. They were close to first place. Now they're 6 points out of first place. So yeah, LA's got to find a way to turn that around, because I mean, if they keep doing that, they're just going to keep dropping, and don't really want to see that. Number 14. Now these guys went up 2 spots. They went up 2 spots. They went 2-1 this week. Winners of 2 in a row. 5-4-1 in the last 10. Nashville. So the Predators, again, a team that they look good one week, then not so good the next. We don't know what we're getting from them. Right now, though, they are they look like they're the number 1 wild card right now. So they're in the playoffs, which is crazy to think that they're actually in the playoffs. Well, it's not crazy to think, but they'd be a playoff team right now, and we'll see if they can do it. We'll see if they can hold on to that. They've got a couple of teams behind them, though, in that playoff race that, it's, I don't know. Now, that's interesting. Hang on. Yeah, that is right. Nashville still is in a playoff spot. I had to update the standings. I was on the wrong. It was on the wrong day. It was back from 10 days ago. Crazy that happened. But now at least I'm on the right day. So yeah, Nashville right now, they're currently in the number 1 wild card spot, and we'll see if they can keep it. Number 13. Now these guys went up 1 spot. They went 1-0-1 on the week. 6-3-1 in the last 10. They won their last game. Another team that struggles with consistency. What do we get? What is New Jersey? What are they? We don't know. As of right now, though, they are not a playoff team. They're outside of the playoffs. They're only 1 point out. They're only 1 point outside of the playoffs. But still, there was more expected of these guys, especially with the signings they made in the offseason. There was a lot more that was expected of them. I know I expected a lot from them, and they haven't quite met the expectations. But they're trying. They are trying. I mean, they do have a couple games in hand on some of these teams, but again, games in hand, you got to win them. Number 12. Yeah, no, okay, yeah. Okay, I almost looked at that wrong. Number 12, dropping 5 spots. And again, this is kind of odd. They went 1-0-3 this week. So, I mean, losing three games in overtime. Kind of, I mean, actually all of their games went to overtime this week. And they lost 3 of them. And yeah, so I mean, they're 6-1-3 in their last 10. Boston. So Boston is down here in the second row. And again, what are you getting from them? What team are you getting? They got off to an incredible start too. And then they crashed, and then they fell back to earth. So, Boston, we'll see what they can, if they can kind of turn that around. Number 11. Now these guys dropped 5 spots. Mainly because this week they just 0-3 this week. They've lost 3 in a row, and they're 4-5-1 in the last 10. This is another team that was number 1 on the power rankings just a few weeks ago. The New York Rangers. Now they're number 11. And again, they seem to have hit a rough patch. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. They're a good team. They are a really good team. They are still in first place in their division. Even though they have lost 3 in a row, they're still in first place. Because there is a team, there's 2 teams behind them. There's only 1 and 2 points behind them. Those are 2 teams that are not up here on the board yet. But yeah, that double-digit lead the Rangers had in the division, yeah, that's no more. Number 10. Now, these guys dropped 2 spots. And, again, consistency. What are you getting from them? 5-3-2 in their last 10. 1-1-1 this week. Toronto. So the Leafs, they signed William Nylander, big contract. He's getting paid. 8 years, $92 million, $11.5 million a year. Toronto has a thing with keeping their main guys. Their core 4, they definitely want to keep together, and they're all making at least 10. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to end up paying off for them, but we'll have to see. But yeah, they're inconsistent also. They're also relying on Martin Jones right now. But Jones he's up to the task, so we'll see what they can do. They did lose tonight, but hey, they're still one of the better teams in the league. Number 9. Now these guys, they've won 3 in a row, 3-1 this week, 5-3-2 in their last 10. And again, this is another team. they're very inconsistent. This week, they're pretty darn good. Philadelphia. So the Flyers, like I said, and the Flyers just, they went up 3 spots. So, they're another team. They're hanging in, and they're another one of those odd teams. We just don't know what you're getting from one week to the next. But John Tortorella, to me, he's the right coach for the Flyers. It seems like a natural fit, especially with the attitudes of him and, Philadelphia in general. So he's got the Flyers playing very well, though, right now. Number 8, moving up 3 spots. 3-1 these guys went this week. 5-4-1 in their last 10. They did win their last game. Dallas. So the Stars, they're back in the top row. And, again, they're looking good. They're looking good right now. And they are a team that a lot of people are expecting to, possibly come out of the West. We'll see. But, Dallas, they're doing well right now, and they're back in the top row, and, they play better way often than they play bad. So, we'll see what they can do, and and they just got Ottinger back. So, hopefully that will help them, because you got to have your starter, right? Well, they got their starter back, so we'll see what they can do with it. Number 7, another team moving up 3 spots. They only played 2 games this week, but they won them both. 7-1-2 in the last 10. Carolina. So the Canes, the Hurricanes, they are, again, they're knocking on the door of the New York Rangers. They're only 1 point behind them. The Flyers are only 2 points behind the Rangers. But right now they're both playing better than the Rangers. And that's why they're ahead of them. But can one of them overtake the Rangers? Especially with the way the Rangers are playing now, oh yeah, they'll get overtaken. It's just, can they keep it there? Can they stay there? That's the thing. We'll see if Carolina can keep that up. Number 6, another team, they went up 7 spots. They went up 7 spots because they obviously went undefeated this week. They went 3-0 this week. They're on a 9-game heater. Seattle. The Kraken. My goodness. Jeez. They're incredible right now. They're on an absolutely incredible run. And, they seem to keep on going. Even though, we had 4 teams that were on at least 8-game winning streaks. Well, we lost a couple of them. And I think 2 of them. They lost 2 of them tonight. The other 2 are still going. Seattle's one of them. Seattle right now, they're still out of the playoffs right now. If the playoffs started now, they would be, they would still be out, but they're tied for the number 2 wild card. And they've won 9 in a row, and it's just they've played really, really well. And we'll see if they can keep it up. Number 5. Now these guys dropped 2 spots. They had a 9-game winning streak coming into tonight. It was either 8 or 9. And they lost it tonight. They still have gone 9-1 though in the last 10. But they did lose their game tonight. 2-1 on the week. Florida. So the Panthers drop. The Panthers drop not just because they lost their first game, But it's just the fact that, some of these other teams, they're playing well, and they just get passed by just that little bit. And, but still, they've had a heck of a run, and they're still in the top 5. And we'll see if they can keep making their way up the board. Number 4. Now these guys are staying in the same spot. Even though they went 3-0, they went 3-0 this week. They're 8-1-1 in the last 10, but yet they stay in the same spot. You'll see why. Colorado. So the Avalanche are just, they're on a nice little run right now too. They got news that Landeskog is back skating, is back skating. So it won't surprise me if he'll be ready for the playoffs. And I think Colorado, that's a darn good team. And they're looking good right now. And again, they're another one of those teams. Sometimes they're inconsistent, but they're definitely better more often than they are bad. So, they stay at number 4. Number 3. Now these guys dropped 2 spots. They had another one of those long winning streaks that ended tonight. They went 3-1 on the week, 8-1-1 in the last 10, but their losing streak got snapped tonight too. Winnipeg. So the Jets are number 3, and they are just, they're still one of the better teams in the league. They still have looked phenomenal. And, you lose one game, you think, I shouldn't drop you 2 spots. Well, these other 2 teams that are ahead of them still have some pretty good win streaks. And, so that's why they dropped 2 spots. Number 2. Now these guys moved up 3 spots. These guys, again, they went 3-0 this week. 10-0 though in their last 10. They're on a 10-game win streak. They're just, they're the last couple of games they've kind of struggled, but they've won them. 10-game winning streak. The Oilers. Now this is where I would have expected them basically most of the season. Was up here. Well, they finally got up here. It took till week 14 to finally get them this high. And again, they're on a 10-game winning streak right now, and it's crazy. And yet they are they're on a 10-game winning streak, but they're tied with Seattle. Because Seattle's won 9 in a row. And they're the number 2 wild card right now. And they're knocking on the door. They're only 6 points behind Vegas for second. 1 point behind LA. So they're definitely creeping up. And this is where we expected the Oilers to be. I expected it. And they finally get up there. Number 1 though. Now these guys move up 1 spot. They went 4-0 this week. 7-2-1 in their last 10. They have won 5 straight. And it's crazy that this team is here. But they are. The Vancouver Canucks. Number 1 this week on my power rankings. Number 1. I did not expect that. Some of the teams that are up here, Winnipeg, Vancouver, nobody expected much of them. Here they are. They're up there. I mean, top three. They're in the top three. They were 1-2 last week. It's good to see. And Vancouver is just, I mean, they're incredible right now. As a matter of fact, if I look at the standings here, let me go to, because if I'm looking at this right, yep, the Vancouver Canucks have the best record in the NHL. 29-11-3, 61 points, a .709 points percentage. Now, crazy enough, the Winnipeg Jets points percentage is higher than Vancouver's, but they don't go by points percentage, they go by points. And Winnipeg is only 1 point behind them. But Vancouver is on an incredible run right now. And Canuck fans are probably liking it, but cautious optimism. Cautious optimism. Because, I mean, it is Vancouver after all. So, but as of this week, they are number one. And I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know how crazy you think I am. I know there's some people that think, some of these, where I have some of these teams, is going to be absolutely crazy. Some of these teams, it was hard. It was hard trying to figure out where to put some of them. And, and that's the thing, you're looking at it, you're mulling over, okay, they did good this week. Oh, but where, how do you, where do you put them? And it wasn't easy to put some of these teams where they are, because, from where they were last week, and do you move them up? Do you move them down? Do you, have them stay the same? But here they are. So that is this week's power rankings. Again, let me know how crazy you think I am. I know there's going to be there'll be plenty of people I know that just skip to the end. I see the view duration. I see what the view duration is. So I know damn well there's a lot of people, they start the video and they just skip all the way to the end. But unfortunately, I can't really help that. But, it would be good. It would be cool, if people would watch it all the way through. I know whenever I watch Shannon's, I watch it all the way through. I don't skip till the end. I watch it all the way through. Because most of the time when I watch them, I'm out working, so I'm in the car and I'm driving, and, that's when I watch it. I watch it, I listen to it, and I do the whole thing. So yeah. But let me know how crazy you think I am. Do I belong in a straitjacket for where some of these teams are? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. But do like the video. It would be absolutely incredible if you did that. Also, subscribe to the channel. That would be absolutely incredible too. And comments, put the comments in, start the even the crazy comments where some people, he's crazy. Start this conversation in the comment section. Kind of helps the algorithm. Then more people can see it. And also, if you really like the video and you think others should see it, go ahead and share the videos. You can go back through the channel, and if you like some of those videos and you want to share them, go ahead and share them. That'd be awesome. But yeah. So week 14 for power rankings. Again, do like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.